Welcome back. Now, actor Ruaidhri Conroy is no stranger to the big screen, as most of us remember him as the young Tayto from Into the West, and his latest venture sees him play Brother Rua in the Irish film Pilgrimage, directed by Brendan Muldowney.
Both Brendan and Rory have joined us this morning, but first let's take a sneak peek.
It's been a long time since we have had visitors. You do not know what you're asking.
The relic you keep here has a power to summon the wrath of God upon its enemies. There is a great war being fought.
Looks incredible. Brendan and Rory, good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Brendan, let me come to you first as the director of the movie. This is set in the 13th century.
Yeah, 1209.
It's an Irish action movie.
Yeah.
How would you explain the premise to viewers who aren't familiar with Pilgrimage?
It's about a group of monks who are asked to bring their monastery's holiest relic to Rome, and they travel across a war-torn Ireland with the invading Normans and warring clans.
OK. This is going to be premiered at the Galway Film Fleadh.
Yep.
And we were just talking about the whole process and the amount of people involved in making a film. How long have you been working on this?
In total, I'd say it took us 5 years to get it made, but a lot of that is writing and developing. It took about 2 years, I'd say, to finance it, to shoot it and to edit it, and all the post-production.
And where is the majority of it shot? It looks so beautiful, doesn't it?
Most of it's in Ireland, and the rest of it's in Belgium.
In Belgium? Wow.
All the forest stuff is in Belgium.
Right.
Ruaidhri, I can imagine as an actor, that must be an incredibly fun type of movie to make. Or is it? Is it a lot of muck and cold weather and
Well, it was actually beautiful weather. We were down in Mayo for about 4 or 5 weeks, and it was like... Just 2 weeks, the most beautiful weather you can imagine in Ireland. Yeah. And down in Mayo is absolutely
You didn't bank on that, Brendan, did you?
No, and a lot of those scenes didn't make it to the film, actually.
Yeah. Too sunny.
Well, sometimes it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah.
The weather was amazing.
It was a heat wave, yeah.
But enjoyable shoot to do.
Very enjoyable, yeah. It was particularly enjoyable being down in Mayo for 3 or 4 weeks, out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, yeah. I went over to Belgium, and that wasn't quite as much fun, but...
Yeah, Belgium compared to Ireland, you know. Not the same. Anna mentioned there, it looks spectacular. These are environments, and we talked about this earlier with Kevin McGahern with his movie, that we're so familiar with, and yet you see it through the celluloid and through the silver screen. It has that epic quality, doesn't it? I mean, you're thinking Lord of the Rings and Westeros, you know, Game of Thrones type stuff. I mean, is that a conscious thing for a filmmaker?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, we went looking for ancient sort of landscapes, and the west of Ireland was where we found them. I mean, you know, we didn't go to, say, Kerry or Donegal, but we found them in the west. And, you know, they're spectacular. Even if you go on a holiday down there, that you're going to be struck by how amazing they are. And then, you know, I suppose nice framing and what we do in making films brings them alive again, you know, one more stage.
Are you conscious of that what you're working with to represent, give it a true representation, or make the most of it, or does it make your job easier?
We see, we'd be very, like when we're looking for locations, we're looking for specific things. So it's not necessarily the most beautiful location, even though they tend to be the same, but you're looking for a very specific backdrop to a scene, and so you're looking for a very specific, say, mountain in the background, so it mightn't look as nice in the other direction, or so we choose them for what's going to go on the screen.
Rory, tell us about your character.
I'm one of the kind of central kind of bunch of monks, Brother Rua, who's sort of the unhappiest of the monks about the relic being moved, because they're all quite superstitious about what you can and can't do with the relic, and he's very unhappy about the fact that the relic is being moved from their monastery, and yeah, that's basically who I play.
That's it, OK. I know you don't want to give too much away either. Our viewers this morning will be looking, and of course we said it in the intro, Tayto, Into the West. You were 13 when that film was released.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I was, yeah.
Did you, for years, have people calling you Tayto and referencing that character?
Yeah. In Ireland.
Are you infuriated that I just asked you that?
No, it still happens. The makeup lady did it on the show today.
Okay.
Yeah. So it still happens quite a bit, yeah.
Is it something you're happy about? Because I know, you know, actors and performers in general...
I couldn't care about it now, to be honest.
Okay, it's kind of irrelevant.
I mean, at the time, it was tricky enough at the time, but now it's so long ago, it's like...
But it must be a nice thing to have in your CV, something that's regarded as so iconic and, you know...
It doesn't really mean much outside Ireland now, to be honest, you know? I mean, it's very popular. It means a lot to people in Ireland, that film, but it doesn't mean much to people in the business outside Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's grand. You know, it's so long ago. That,
Yeah.
I mean, what were you doing when you were?
Yeah,
12?
exactly. Yes, I certainly wasn't doing something as interesting as that.
No, definitely not.
Bren, there's a kind of a nice quirk of timing here in that Tom Holland, who appears in the movie, I think it was filmed in 2015, before he got the gig as the new Spider-Man, which is, I guess, a nice thing in terms of promoting the movie. What was he like to work with as an actor?
Great, very nice guy. He was actually auditioning all the way through our shoot, and I know the producers went and shot some of his audition tapes with John Bernthal, who was also in the film. The two of them, John Bernthal went on then to do The Punisher. So the two of them were both acting in each other's audition tapes. But yeah, very nice guys. I mean, yeah.
The fact that it's coincided with that success can't do any harm to this movie release, can it? Because this is a business at the end of the day, and this is a pretty impressive deal, by the way. The movie's been sold for over $1 million to the US
To the
for
US,
release there.
yeah. No, it's been sold. The producers tell me it's sold to every territory except North Korea. So it's fantastic, yeah. You know, some of those sales were before Tom became Spider-Man, but of course, look, you mean it's obvious. You know, he's Spider-Man. It came out yesterday. All it can do is raise the profile of the film.
Of this movie.
And people who it's so hard, as you said, Anna, so hard to get a movie made. So when a movie gets to the finish line, gets out there, it's a great achievement. But to get Irish people to go and watch Irish movies hasn't always been an easy thing. Are you conscious of that when you're making it, to make something that's going to put bums on seats, or is it just being faithful to the script and to the vision?
Yeah, I'd be just concentrating on what I'm doing. I think that thing about Irish films has changed over the last few years. I mean, it's definitely changed in the last 2 years. There's been huge successes with Irish films, you know. So, but yeah, I don't concentrate on that so much, because you concentrate on that so much as you're writing the script and planning what you think it's going to be, that really then you're problem solving and trying to make the best film.
And you're distracted from the art that is the movie, I suppose.
Nearly the other way round. I'd try and concentrate on the art of the movie and not be
business.
Distracted. Exactly, as I make it. Yeah.
You've got Galway. You've been Tribeca Festival, by the way,
Tribeca and Edinburgh, yeah,
which are huge deals in the movie industry. You get in front of a lot of eyeballs by getting into those festivals, don't you?
Yeah, that was fantastic to get into A-list festivals, is what they call them. So.
Tribeca is the Robert De Niro's one,
That's right,
it?
yeah. He started it after 9/11, to regenerate the area.
Yeah. And Rory, you'll be seeing this movie for the first time in Galway.
Yeah, in Galway, yeah.
That's just so normal for an actor, but I think it's mad that you could invest so much into a movie and then see it with everyone else at the film festival.
Yeah, well, sometimes, it's fine. Yeah, you can see it in all different kinds of circles. You could get sent a link of it or something as well, I suppose. But it's as well to see it on a big screen in a cinema, you know.
But it must be a real sense of pride when it's packaged up and you get to see the finished product, is it?
No, you've
He's over it already.
You've kind of separated yourself from it at that point, you know. Because
you've moved on.
Well, it's a couple of years ago, you know. So I mean, it's quite a long time ago that we made it and that. So I'd be interested to see it though. Yeah.
Okay. So what's rocking your world at the moment? What's next? What's happening now?
I'm not doing anything now at the moment. The last thing I did was I was in a thing called The Professor and the Madman, which was before Christmas.
Okay.
It was a film made here with Mel Gibson and Sean Penn. And that was the last thing I did. Yeah,
not bad. Brendan, just finally, Galway film Fleadh. It has been a big springboard in the last couple of years. I think you touched on it. Films like The Young Offenders, Day for Mad Mary. Next week, that all kicks off.
Yeah, kicks off on Tuesday, actually. I think Wednesday, Tuesday, yeah. And all through the weekend. Yeah, we're on the 13th, Thursday night.
13th, and it gets released in cinemas nationwide on the 14th.
On the 14th, the Friday the 14th. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good luck, guys. Wish you all the best with it.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.